This is the Weight Room. I'm Curtis Media, and I'm here with
Pierre Hamilton of True Confidence.
I'm Joshua Sims with Too Easy Apparel.
we talking about any of the fashion scene and just different takes and how people got there and why they still doing it, how they got there, and what makes pretty much their business tick.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna start with, let me see. How did you get into the fashion industry?
Let me go first, or you go. How I got into fashion. Pretty much I got into fashion. I used to go to the store and always. Growing up in Chicago, fashion is everything. You get talked about like crazy, depending on your shoes, your everything. So I tried to stay up to par with what we had at that time. But how did I get into it? I guess my dad, he had a clothing line in Chicago, church type of clothing line. Mm-hmm. So I've always wanted to do something of that nature. I actually wanted to come out with a Pierre Secrets. Like a Victoria's Secret type, like a Victoria's Secret type of joint. Yeah, so I always thought Pierre Secrets. I always wanted to do something like that for men and women, because I believe that men don't have. You got these whack ass boxers, fucking 3 for $20 or something like that. Ain't worth none. So that's pretty much how I got into it. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay. What about you?
For me, man, I got into fashion during, basically it was in college, it was 2015, and one of my good friends basically was like, yo, I'm gonna meet my boy that I play ball with, we're gonna grab some lunch, you down? I'm like, yeah, cool. And we went to lunch, we sitting there, we talking, we got to talking and rapping about design. Mm-hmm. And we found out that we was kind of in the same, like, you know what I'm saying, field as professional, like we was going into urban planning and architecture. And so for me, I always had this idea of designing an app that could help better the lives of architects, planners, you know what I'm saying? Always been thinking like, you know, hey, how can I make people's lives easy?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm always a designer at heart.
Right.
And then he had some ideas too. What was fantastic about it was he showed me this logo, and when I looked at it, you know, after we get done rapping about what we care about so much, I'm like, man, like this is phenomenal. Right. He's a great designer himself, and so I was like, man, we can really make this go. So, but if you want to know like the real, like the backstory, like for me, man, I grew up poor, you know what I'm saying, and so. A lot of times, like my grandmother, you know what I'm saying, my mom couldn't buy everything that, you know what I'm saying, we wanted. So sometimes my grandmother would pick us up and she would take us to like Goodwill, thrift stores and stuff like that, right? And she would give me like maybe like $10 so. And at that time, man, like Goodwill had stuff for 50 cents. Man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you red tag, yellow tag it up.
Red tag.
And so man, so I was putting together stuff, bro. Mm-hmm. I was shopping in the grown men section, finding stuff that fit me and like putting up together like different styles and stuff like that would work. And I remember one time I had found these Space Jams. I told you, man, like being poor, like you just don't get your hands on them.
Oh yeah.
Right. Bro, I wore them Space Jams until the like soles came off, you feel me? But no, literally though, I would, man, literally like, so like that, like my grandmother, she actually enjoyed it. So she got into like picking me up, me and my sisters and brothers, and taking us so we can like, you know what I'm saying, get clothes. But she seen that I enjoy like putting stuff together, even though they were secondhand, you know what I'm saying, I could still make it work.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of like where clothes really started like making sense to you. Yeah.
Ooh, Goodwill days. People used to knock the Goodwill, man. Goodwill has some good stuff.
All the time,
man. People, all the time. Man, where you get that from? Goodwill.
No, I would say like, you know what I'm saying, where I originally got it from. You feel me? Because like that's how good the stuff was.
The stuff what? Oh yeah.
Like yo, so this is whatever it is.
Levi.
Exactly.
Like, it don't matter. It don't matter.
The brand is
right.
So yeah.
And just thinking about fashion whole, man. I remember fashion has changed since growing up. I remember Champions was in Walmart.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about.
I remember my mom used to. Champions. You can get a pair of sweats for $5-6, and the shirt $5-6. You used to go to school. People used to talk about you like you nothing. or Fila's used to be Tooth 89. You remember? Reebok's Tooth 89, man, classics.
Yep.
But things like that, I think that fuse everyone who wants to.
People were talking about you.
Oh
if you had
man,
Reebok
talk about you like you was a dog.
Like
Man.
Reebok was like,
Ain't got no grip. Reeboks ain't never had no grip. But they talk about you like you.
Reebok was like,
oh man,
and you could still pull it off, but you only had to have the white with the gum bottoms.
That's it.
That's the only ones that were like people would accept you by.
Right. Yeah, that's you, man. And them were the hardest ones to find.
Yep.
That's because everybody had them in the back of their closet,
Right.
just waiting on that day.
That day to pull them out.
I think mine was the I liked all the high top black ones.
Okay.
I liked man.
Yeah.
They were mine.
Yeah. They were comfortable.
Oh, they're
shoes.
all comfortable,
Very
man.
shoes.
All comfortable.
Yeah. I think that like for me, until I really started getting into like how I can like buy stuff and things like that, like I would like help people like put stuff together.
Put stuff together with it.
Yeah. So like a lot of my friends were like, man, like, you know what I'm saying, we got this event, we got picture day at school or whatever, and I'd be like, man, let me see how I can like help you put this together. Because I could see like they had that stuff, and I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna help you out. Because I used to try to help myself out, you know, so I'd be putting stuff together. So, but man, like the thing about that's crazy now, it's like Filas is hot, right?
Yeah.
When it was hot, but you had to have all the colors.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You had to have the classics, but they had to be like you had to have the like maroon, blue, the whites. You had to have all the ones with the colors in them in order to like be like even impressive. And you're from Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm from Gary, so like
we share
we share the same
exact
style.
thing.
Like, our fashion styles like are very similar. Like one is off the other. So yeah.
It's changed, man. I can't say it's changed. I don't think it's changed.
Fashion never changes.
No, it just people bring it to
tier.
just different tier. People
now
bring
you get
things
older,
back
now
to
they
life.
expecting more from you.
Yeah,
like, you got money now.
Yeah, and I think I have to determine that. Growing up with no money, or I mean, all of us come from the low bottom, whatever. But we have to realize that the money didn't matter. Just because I used to think that people wearing them Jordans, and I actually sold shoes my freshman year of high school. I had to connect with some forces. I had real forces, I had fake forces, and I used to sell them. And at that time I determined that nothing mattered, because the people who had the money were actually buying the fake ones because I sold them cheaper.
Right.
And people who didn't have money were actually buying the real ones because they thought
thought
everybody. But if you look at them, you can't tell the difference. You couldn't tell the difference. They're like, oh, you count the little bubble. That's not how you determine it. But you can't tell.
That I ain't started my brand yet, but I've been paying attention to a lot of it. It's a lot of confidence how you wear it.
That's all it is. Yeah.
It's been a lot of people I know that once you like to pay attention, you could really wear like some. Yeah, I think New York niggas still wear that baggy shit. It's just how you wear it.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what I was just about to say.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like baggy clothes is still in, bro.
Yeah.
Like we just don't see those guys.
You just don't see them. Yeah.
We just don't see those guys, but their baggy clothes are in, bro.
Yes.
Like, people are wearing them. Bro.
Yeah.
Like
we were wearing them when we was kids.
Oh man.
Like niggas like Ferg and all them, they still wearing it. It's just how you wear it. He still got that confidence behind it. Like you can't tell me that this ain't fly.
Yeah. And that's actually why I named my brand True Confidence, because it's all in how you feel.
Yeah.
It's not it. I don't give a damn how anybody else feels about what I wear.
Right.
I mean, I'm wearing fucking pink. Even though this right here represents breast cancer, a lot of people are afraid to wear the color.
Yeah, they'd be like, even if you just had like a pink polo on, you'd still be like,
you still be
why
judged
this
by
man
why is he
like
wearing
a
that?
pink
But
polo?
none of that should matter when it comes to fashion. It's all about how you express yourself, how do you feel?
Yep.
That's all it is. So I think everything's coming back. I mean, people gonna be wearing bell bottom. Somebody wearing them right now.
They already started.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I mean,
big.
it's all on how you feel when you rock that brand, or not even the brand, just how you feel when you put this on. Because a lot of people, more high end stuff, some of them don't have brands or things like that on them. So. It's just how you feel when you wear it. I think that's the key to everything.
Yeah, I was thinking even when you was talking, like there's an evolution of fashion, like and it comes from a certain place, right? And so basically, like being in fashion, like me personally, I love like understanding like fashion. You was talking about guys like Ferg, and the confidence, and why like fashion matters, because like fashion has always had an icon. It had always had like somebody to say,
That's top.
this is what fashion is.
Yes. Yeah.
It's always said somebody like, yo, this is, and when I say somebody, I mean I was like a brand. I'm talking about a group,
Right.
And they're always saying, okay, this is what it looks like, and they force people, you know what I'm saying, to like condition themselves to how fashion should be.
Yes.
Right.
And a lot of time, I think now what we're doing, millennials, I think what we're now doing, and even as black people, we're doing is like, yo, like, let's stop all this outside noise. We don't care about these big store and big box brands.
Right.
What we care about is how we like to dress, look, and,
Right.
and feel when we put some clothes on.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of
And
times,
that's why I looked up to ASAP. Not Ferg, but Rocky. 'Cause it's kind of like
yup,
it ain't necessarily gotta be no Louis Vuitton. You gotta think he's flexing in little Tommy Hilfiger. You gotta think he's in the commercials for it in a old vintage sweatshirt. Like,
Yeah.
it ain't got to be like $1,000. It could be something that you, like you said, you got it at a Goodwill, and I feel good in this.
Yeah.
So
That man, I used to always want a Gucci belt or a Gucci high end brand,
Right.
whatever. Man, but I felt like one day in Chicago, this man on 103rd and Halsted, man, I'll never forget this. He pulled up in a van, opened the back. He had Gucci everything in there. And I asked him, where did he get this from? He said, oh, man, I got this from the flea market or whatever. I said, well, how much you selling this stuff for? And he said, oh, man, shit, you can have whatever you want here for $10. So I was like, $10? He said, yeah. He said, so how come you're not selling this at the actual price? He said, because I don't care about it. I'm just trying to make money. I don't really care. You think this actually costs that much to make. But someone somewhere, this thing costs $10 to make, and they selling it for $100,000, and they're not benefiting no one in your community. They're not helping no one here. I'm selling they shit, and I got all this for $1,000. I got it for free. Yeah, he got it for free. Yeah, he got it for free.
He was off the train.
Yeah. He got the train and got it in. And he just, if he can sell that stuff for $10 and be happy, why can't we do that? Yeah. So that's how I've always, and ever since then I have never wanted like a high end anything, because it doesn't come back to us. It doesn't help us.
Right.
I mean, we only want that stuff because, like you said, someone told us that we get a thing, we see, I don't know,
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown or whoever, rocking that $1,000 Gucci belt, but he has the right to buy that.
He's made that money.
He's made that
His
money.
lifestyle is fitting for that.
And who said he paid
$1,000 for it?
$1,000 for that? He got that shit for wholesale, or he got it for free.
Yeah, they said it's like, hey, so we know you be on tour.
Yeah,
just
hey, put
go.
this belt on, because we gonna put this belt on and we about to make.
Right.
So real quick, man, like you talking about a very important part of fashion.
Yes.
Right. And that's the reality versus the fiction.
The fake. Oh yeah.
The fake stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like the understanding, like this is one thing that I'm like really big on is fashion, is like finding out why people put so much emphasis on it when we never lived that lifestyle. Like we can't live that lifestyle.
I feel like it's like a
right now,
representation.
like we can't get to that lifestyle. But what we're doing is we're spending everything we have in our bank accounts, in our pockets to achieve that. And I think that's the branding of it all. Like branding of high value or luxury style brands and clothing is not the fact that it's just this high value. No, it's what you, when I put it on, I look rich.
Right.
I look rich when I put this brand on.
Right.
I'm not rich. I'm poor. I spend everything on this outfit.
He said my rent.
I spend my rent. You feel me? But it's the idea, it's the concept. That's what high value, and I learned that even in fashion, like even in the brand.
Oh yeah.
Like understand it, bro. And the thing about it is like you have to we have to debunk that because that's not reality.
It's not. Yeah. It's not.
Like that's not reality. Like for example, like
we make that high brand.
Exactly.
We make that high value.
One thing I take my hat off to, God is dope, because they have had tons of celebrities
Yeah,
get into their apparel, but you can still find a T-shirt for $15.99.
Yes.
Right.
You can still find another T-shirt or a hoodie for $29.99. Price margins that's like decent enough for people that might not have to get that apparel instead of breaking their bank accounts to get that. Now you got to realize too, and what I started realizing is that these people that are designers, I mean, I looked at the Ralph Lauren documentary, and he was talking, and basically like, not he, but people that
were in
his life, they were talking about how he really valued a lifestyle. The reason why he created Ralph Lauren is because he believed that everything should be high value. His lifestyle should be high value. The idea of riding on a white horse, swinging polo, like that was his concept of life. He wanted that life. He was literally like poor, like just, you know what I'm saying? And he came from a family that was immigrants. And so he came over here and they, you know, worked hard, of course, but the fact of it is he just created this life and then he put this price to it. And then he told us to buy it.
Right.
We buy into his lifestyle.
Right.
And they think
But
about
that's not his lifestyle.
It's not. It's not his
Okay,
lifestyle.
no. Yeah, okay.
It's not his lifestyle.
Let's be 1,000. Every industry, no matter if it's rap, fashion, all that, you're just selling a dream.
That's it.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to make you
It's
think
fake.
that you need this.
It's really fake. Like even like think about like the awards ceremonies that they have. It's fake.
Yeah.
It has no value.
It has no value.
It's not like they're going to be an award and they're giving you $1,000 with it.
Exactly. I
just
get the golden. I get a golden globe. I get a golden globe.
Fake gold, because you know it's not no real damn
It's not real.
award.
So I get a golden globe. I take it home and I put it somewhere, and
That means
technically
something
it
to me.
loses value. Technically,
Right.
it loses
Yeah,
value.
yeah.
You feel me? But like that's the thing about it. But they create a world where, and this is going back to fashion, where we have to buy into.
Right.
Fascinating part about fashion for me that I found, man. I was like, when I started like discovering that, it made me change like even my perspective. I told my homeboy, I was like, bro, I am never going to buy into that. I don't care. I will look good for the rest of my life, but you will never see me buy into that.
And that's why I said when I started my brand, I said I was going to do like what I'm selling is exclusivity.
Yeah.
You only know these 15. There's only 15 of these jackets that look like this. You only know there's only 14 people in the whole entire world that has this same exact jacket. That's what add value to it. Just like if you're selling a car, you know, you know how many people be going to buy these $1 million cars. It's like, oh yeah, only 6 of these were made.
Yeah.
So why can't I do that with fashion? On
can.
top of fixing it so like I'm always been, since I played football, I've been a bigger guy. I've never been the smallest motherfucker in the world.
Yeah.
So now you got this ability where now the playing field is even. Now even these guys that are like even bigger in size can do that too. Now it's like I need to get that jacket because there's a possibility that somebody is going to make sure I can't.
I can't get it. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I like how you said that none of that stuff value anything. I was just listening to Breakfast Club, Wale's interview, and Wale said something about when he was at the Grammys, no one paid attention to him. And Charlamagne asked him, "Why do you care about that white Grammy? Like, because that's not our, that's not for us. That's their show."
Right.
He said, "Why do you care about that?" And he said, "That's just something that I thought was success. Being in the validation, being in the music industry, I thought that was something that made me a top of the scale artist.
Right.
And it actually doesn't. I mean, like you said, none of that stuff matters. It's all a golden nugget.
And I've seen that too. And I'm saying I feel like a part of that is, you know, society, and a part of it is like he said, they didn't even your own people didn't even give you an award.
Yeah.
I mean, but I know what lens he's looking at it from. He's looking at it from an artist.
An artist,
right?
Yeah.
Like think about anything you pour your blood, sweat, and tears to. You expect some type of reward for it. But I think that it's important to realize that with him and a lot of artists, like they got to realize, man, like they're in a game that already like they state from the jump how it's gonna work, how it's gonna operate.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like it's kind of depressing to hear it, But you know what I'm saying? He's searching for that validation. And the fact that nobody recognized him as being a artist or just like, you know, anything important, to me is like, to him it's a slap in the face.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing, like, that's why like I'm convinced that you always have to be an owner of whatever you do. Because when you become
that
an
gives
owner,
you validation.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly. Couldn't even say that better.
No, yeah.
That gives you the ultimate validation.
Yes.
You know that you own it.
Right.
Perfect validation.
And I think that's why we created a brand.
Yeah.
Just to not for anyone else, because I didn't do this for no one besides me and mine. Because at the end of the day, that's what it should be for, you and yours. I think your own personal validation is better than any validation you can get from anyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Because who's saying that validation is
Accredited.
a real one?
Who's valid? Who's to tell you that your brand's not
Besides you,
dope?
Yeah. Fuck, I'm dope. Fuck you.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what you say. I think
Especially
everybody
someone
has
who don't even have a brand.
Yeah, I mean,
A lot of people don't have a brand.
and that's because they're nervous and they're scared, and it's not even. I mean, you could break this down past brands. You could break this down on life. A lot of people are scared to go to school. I mean, school's not for everyone, but you know that school
There's people that want to go,
but they're scared because someone. They're waiting on validation from parents,
Right.
Counselors who don't really give a fuck about you, like stuff like that. But if you actually put validation in yourself, do it.
Yeah.
I mean that once you get that aspect going, it's over with.
Yeah. I had to learn that myself, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh no. I think everyone.
it's a thing that, and it's people that still learning it.
Yeah.
People that probably will never learn it because validation feels good.
Yes.
It's like a compliment. It goes a long way. It makes you feel good about yourself. And a lot of times when you're doing something and you're trying to say, okay, or I want to do something and I want people to like applaud me or give me some type of recognition, you need that to like, and for me, I felt like I needed that, you know, like as far as like the endeavors that I wanted. This is post starting a business, by the way.
Right.
Once I started a business, bro, I did not care about nobody's validation.
Right.
Now, the validation that felt good is when I exchanged merchandise for coins. You
coins,
feel me?
yeah.
That's the ultimate
validation.
validation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, it was like, man, like why am I trying to search for your quote unquote. Like I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. The reason why I'm doing it for me, and then like a lot of times, like whenever we create brands, True, Confidence, or Too Easy Apparel, which we believe in, you know, unity. So basically, our thing is spreading unity amongst like everyone. You feel me? Like when we started our brand, like we were in a very like think about 2015. It was kind of crazy. Obama's leaving office, Trump entering office, and Trump is literally rallying the most racist.
People,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Obama was out of office. Trump was in office, but like it was just this like separation. And by that time, we were the most divided in American history.
Yes,
I mean,
right.
even going back to the segregation times, we were more divided. So we was like, yo, we need to put something out there that says, hey, we are united more than one ways, right? So take for example this. I went to Ball State. Where did you go?
Indiana State.
Indiana State. Let's say, for example, you are on the West Coast and you see somebody with apparel that says Indiana State. In your mind, you want to connect with that person.
Yeah.
You want to say what's up, and if they see you, especially if it's a white lady, oh my gosh, she's gonna walk. Excuse me, what did you? You feel me? Because like apparel breaks that ground.
Yes,
And I've realized that music, art, and apparel, like it breaks that. Even church, it breaks that, and basically it's one place where we want to go and unite.
Right.
One place that we want to go and just be like, yo, like together, you know what I'm saying? Like she might have her differences, but because you went to Indiana State, she's gonna be like, hey, what's up? Or he's gonna be like, hey, what's up? And that breaks that barrier. So that's what we did. We want to create a brand that starts a dialogue.
Right.
Changes the game, you know what I'm saying? So whenever we do something in fashion, I'm starting to realize it's not, we're not just doing it for ourselves, we're doing it for a bigger
everyone else.
purpose.
Yeah.
When we have these other brands, they're just doing it for the coins and the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why like I think that our brands are so significant these days because we're really challenging ourselves to push the barriers and then to make somebody feel good about themselves.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It's so we understand clothing is more than, because we realized for a long time, bro, clothing has been dividing us, man.
Yeah.
Like the Jordan shoe. Let's take up the Jordan shoe. has caused a lot of deaths in the black community.
Yeah.
Just the Jordan shoe alone.
Just in our community too.
In our community, you feel me? So like, it's like, yo, like how can we change that narrative? You feel me? So that's like, I feel like that's a big reason why we start brands, I think.
Yeah.
Bro. So going to the next conversation, if you wasn't in
this,
right?
He's right. Yeah. My bad. I mean,
you good, man. Going into the next part of the conversation, if you weren't in this fashion market you are now, which one would you be going into?
As in,
if you had the ability to go high end, you would go high end, mid level.
oh, like the level
wear,
as a fashion. To be honest, I would stay where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, we all want our brands to be bigger than what they are, but I think all that takes time, and I don't want to. I think when you rush, you miss things. So I don't want to. Of course, I would like to get in.
I think
high luxury is only luxury because we say it is.
Mm-hmm. I think your business would work in high culture.
I mean,
in the sense of like it excludes like going like you making specific clothing for like people who call you. It's like
so that's what you okay that's what you meant.
This high end, this streetwear, this high culture is specifically made for like a certain amount of people.
Yeah. Okay.
There's diffused, which is like a secondary. It's like It's like Polo's like diffused. It's like it's not Louis Vuitton, but it's still higher class. Yeah.
I mean,
because it's sold at Macy's and it has its own section.
Yeah.
This is true. I mean, yeah, they do gotta. No, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I do see myself growing into a bigger brand. I don't know if I want it in like Macy's. I don't know if I mean, it'd be fine. I mean, so everyone can.
You still want the ability to have everybody be able
to get
but
it.
At the same time, you want it at a higher level than what it is now.
Yeah, but I don't want my things to go to places like. Don't get me wrong. I used to love this AJ Wright. That was my favorite store.
Every weekend.
AJ Wright changed my life. That's why I bought my first pair of Jabos.
Oh, so probably Diffuse will probably be a big Gucci because it's high end, but it's lower priced. So it's not $300 for a scarf, but it's not, it's not $25 for a shirt either.
Yeah,
it's probably be like in the range of like 75. It's kind of like a little higher than Polo, pretty much. Even though Polo's.
See, I understand the question. It's kind of, I don't know. I have no idea.
It's just a different market level.
Let me tap in real quick, because I think that the confusing part is like it's like trying to figure out if the place that you are right now is the best place you could be as far as your brand. But the thing about it is you wouldn't start your brand if it wasn't already like where you want to be at. So for example, like for me, like I could never see myself selling out as far as being a high-end brand selling I would say very expensive clothing so that my people could buy it so that I'm breaking the bank in their pockets.
Right.
I couldn't see myself doing it. Now as a brand ourselves, like as a brand whole, we might come to that decision later on in life. But I'm not gonna like say for example, like, if we decide like, we want to start actually like getting into like premium prices and premium clothes, which we sell premium clothes today, but I'm not gonna say like, we'll ever like, you know what I'm saying, not go there. But the truth is, if I had to do it all over again in the industry, I would probably, I would dedicate a brand to homeless people. I think that's a significant like message.
Yeah.
Because like, for example, like it doesn't bring any profit directly from the consumer, but the profits come up, in other places.
Ways. Exactly. Yeah, other ways. Profit. Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, my thing would be to how to like a brand for homeless people, that a style that they could wear that is given to them. Right. And is celebrated in the idea of I am San Francisco, which is a different, if it's a different not completely. Because they choose to be some of them choose to be homeless. Some
Right.
of those people decide like, hey, like rents and stuff like that. It's no
Too
reason,
high. Yeah.
and the weather is nice. I'm gonna go live under a bridge.
Right.
And that comes with a certain style and things of that sort. So like for me, if I was gonna do it again, it would be a more focus of helping people. But like I said, if my brand decided like tomorrow that we wanted to do luxury, I don't think personally that I could say like I'm going to like completely disagree, because at the same time, I'm a business guy,
Right.
and so like I understand how to even brand it so that my people are not affected.
Are not affected. Yeah.
But my dollars are still
It's
bringing
still within it. Yeah. Your money's still coming
in.
And with that, I mean, as a high, I don't think I want to be a high brand, because I understand how it feels not to be able to afford.
Right.
And I think a lot of younger kids coming up in the days have changed compared to us. You know, the stuff that we thought was, a lot of us was able to laugh at it. But a lot of the kids now are actually killing themselves,
Right.
trying to live an image that they can't. Their mom can't, their dads can't afford it, their family can't afford it. So I think my brand, I mean, I've always want to, I mean, like you were saying, premium is our brand sells premium products because we believe that everyone should have premium products.
Right.
No one should be out there selling BS products. But I think that though I wouldn't raise it because I can see myself in them. I know how it feels like to not. I mean, shit, I still wear the same jeans 3 days. I don't care.
Right.
Like, but I know how it feels not to be able to afford something that I like.
Right.
And that, I think that deters a lot of people.
And I feel like that. I think when I come out, I still stick with the high, because the simple fact is people ain't gonna stop.
No, they're not. No.
And I feel like if you have somebody that you can actually look up to, because you gotta think a lot of these brands, they're Italy, France, all this other stuff, and this B1000, they're a good portion of them white. The only person you really gotta look up to is really Virgil. So there's so many brands that really don't give what we think. Why not be one that does? Because they're not going to stop making these clothes. But at the same time, we can be a part of we cannot be a part of the problem, be part of the solution. And hey, you're gonna spend this $400-500 on these clothes. Why not buy it from somebody black?
I think every collection or every brand should have a high price.
I agree.
Collection.
Everyone.
Everyone. I mean,
Right.
you should always keep it for people like me. Like I see the little kids but also we all ain't broke either.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Every like custom stuff, like you're saying, the 10 jackets, still make that.
Right.
That should be for your brand, or at the end of the day, everything's to take care of your family.
Right.
So you can't make everything accessible. You have to charge, because if you don't charge, somebody else is gonna charge, and they're making the money.
Right.
And your stuff can be better, but they'll be like, yeah, I don't think so.
People naturally gravitate to higher prices.
Higher prices, yeah,
because
yes.
it represents quality.
Yes.
And if you have something that says, "Hey, I'm charging a little bit more for this," buy into it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get a longer lasting
product.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so like, I think I agree with you completely. Every company that sells apparel, clothing, or just in general should have a high price to most of the things that they have, and still have that affordable, room, so that people with lesser incomes could, buy your clothing.
Right.
But at the same time, like put a quality to it.
Oh yeah.
Allow those people that are paying from the price margins of $20 all the way up to $50. Allow them to have a premium or just nice quality clothing. But and when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself too.
No.
The thing about it is like we thought about doing like a custom jacket and selling it for like crazy price, like $2,000.
And
just put another.
And they ain't gonna cut you off, but we gonna have to come back to this.
I think that like fashion, it has a history. And then with even in the black culture, it has even a bigger history. So like, I think one part that we don't really celebrate is, I would call them, or pay homage to all the gurus that did it before us. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about like, you know, so all the guys. So for example, like think about this. Think about the time that fashion actually was really important.
Right.
It was during the hip hop era. It was in the 1980s.
Right.
You feel me? Like Dapper Dan and Shirt Kings.
Right.
Basically, you had to go through those two types of brands in order to even like matter. So
Right.
for example, like Rakim, you know what I'm saying, Public Enemy, Salt and Pepper, all of them, they were basically getting all their stuff from Shirt Kings or Dapper Dan.
Yep.
Dapper Dan was your luxury. So he was biting off Gucci, Louis V, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
of course. And Tommy, but at the same time, he was doing them at a custom look because they wasn't making it for us.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Ball players, you know what I'm saying, rappers, athletes, you know what I'm saying, hustlers, they weren't making the cuts, you know what I'm saying? They went, and Shirt Kings, basically, we was talking about airbrushes. Shirt Kings was killing it in the airbrush.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
basically, if you was in like Queens, you was like, you know what I'm saying, you was doing the, you know what I'm saying, with Shirt Kings. If you was in Harlem, you was doing it with, you know what I'm saying, Dapper Dan.
Yeah.
And like, I think it was really like dope to like see like that transition. And so that really started like where streetwear and even luxury started like really becoming something that we cared about.
Yes.
As far as, you know what I'm saying, black people. So it's really dope to see like how fashion like transcends over time, but it's the same thing. Tommy Hilfiger came knocking on like, you know what I'm saying, doors of Queens and the Bronx and even Harlem and started just giving out t-shirts.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You feel me? And that's why like, you know what I'm saying, these like big time industries are now like, you know what I'm saying, they got us by the balls low key because, you know what I'm saying, they came and they got, you know what I'm saying, they got us. But it wasn't enough of Dapper Dans. It wasn't enough of Shirt Kings at that time to really like, you know what I'm saying, or propel us, you know what I'm saying, ahead. Only because a lot of times you have to realize that like these bigger companies have bigger dollars.
Yeah.
Right.
So they can get brand ambassadors, you know what I'm saying, they can put a lot of more clothes on these than, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
these black industries or those black companies. But and we was talking about Ferg, but like ASAP Ferg, but like D Ferg, which is ASAP Ferg's dad, he was working with Dapper Dan and Shirt Kings back in the day too. So he was a very important person in fashion. So it's like a lot of people like that get into fashion these days. That's why I tell a lot of these young bulls like respect, like, you know what I'm saying, what happened before.
Oh yeah, you got
you know
to.
What I'm saying? Pay homage to that, so you can really appreciate the idea of this fashion thing.
Yeah, because I definitely got some ideas that I ain't gonna just say on here, but that it's paying homage to pretty much not even just the fashion history, just the history of us in general. Like bomber jackets and where they really came from, and then taking that and modernizing it.
Yeah.
And just different, because we all, different styles come back, just like this B1000. This type of pants thing ain't, it's Rockstar. They've been doing this. They've been wearing pants that they really couldn't fit. Because I was like, it's funny looking at certain fashion things and really paying attention. A lot of people think it's new. It's really
make it different though.
Yeah.
That's why it's so.
Because it's what we add to it.
Yeah.
It's like we add the modernization to what we got, and then it's taking something old and just bringing it back.
I mean, Dapper Dan was responsible for doing that too.
Yeah.
He would take Gucci and like customize it, and you're like, yo, that's Gucci, but like,
where you get that from?
He was doing it at a different level, and you're right. We've always done it. Right? We can always see clothing and literally make it better than what it already is. I think that's just a gift that we've always had.
Man, just willing to test something up.
Exactly.
2000 Gucci, rip that boy right up and turn it something up. Damn.
Well, there were Italian like designers doing that, and like, but they were doing it the right way. You feel me? They were going through, and like Louis Vuitton was actually giving them merch and stuff like that to like, you know what I'm saying, actually, you know what I'm saying, design. Dapper Dan, he didn't have the resources, so he had to.
And they brought him along now, but I think they still doing him. I personally think he needs to come out with his own.
I agree.
Instead of trying to. I understand why he's trying to do it, but I still personally believe Dapper Dan. I mean, everyone should know him in the fashion industry, but shit, in the industry, not even fashion. I mean, everything. You should know who that is. But if he had his brand, I think there wouldn't be a Gucci no more.
No.
Or like a Louis Vuitton. It'll be.
Well,
I mean, they still be there. They'll still be there, but for us, it would be different. It wouldn't be the same as. I think there still would be high brands, but I think he would have made more people feel like they're acceptable for doing that. Yeah.
All right, so we heading towards the end of this. Probably got a few minutes left. Brand, model, and designer. I had the opportunity to work with at least one. Doesn't have to be all three. If you had the opportunity to work with any, which ones would it be?
A brand model.
Either a brand, a model, or a designer. If you had the opportunity to work with any of them of your choice, which one would it be? In the sense of like, I can work with.
I don't think it would be a brand, like a luxury brand or something. Like
it could be one of any of them. Like you could be like, I want to work with Tabridge Majors, Louis Vuitton, and Virgil.
Oh, I mean, I would like to work with them. I mean, I would like to do something like a collab, like a fashion show or a joint venture type of thing like that. I would think, to me, that would be more a model. I mean, you get them. That's not nothing. Yeah, probably like a more.
I mean, it could be like I said. It could be one of us. Like I said, this probably would be mine. I mean, look, I'm probably Burberry. I just like their colors. I like it. Like I'm been very like a homey color.
No.
The orange, the tan, the white. Probably Virgil, because I've always him too. I've always sticking to black designers because you can really tell a difference.
Yeah, you can.
So it'd be Virgil and Tabridge. I've always linked. Just because you're bigger don't mean that you can't dress. So with her being a plus size model, I've always preferred that. So, because anybody, it's just, you don't have to stick to tradition always.
Yeah.
With the smaller, just because not everybody's that big. They always say the United States we're always bigger, so why are we advertising smaller stuff?
Yeah.
Small ass clothes.
That's the detour your mind. That's what it's all about.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's probably my three.
Oh, so you got us all three of them.
Yeah, all three of them. I mean, if you just want to, you don't have to. So I mean,
model. I do want to work. I can't think of a model offhand. Either a plus size woman, or a big and tall guy. I've been trying to get in big and tall clothing. It's hard. It's hard trying to find people to do it. And I'll let you just go ahead and finish that out.
When you had proposed the question, I guess I'll start immediately thinking like, what's my favorite brands? And personally, like, I love the lifestyle of Supreme.
Definitely. It's almost like a code. It's almost like a code.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
If you even like dig into their history, it's amazing. You could slap Supreme on a toaster, and that's a Supreme toaster. So like their brand is so dope. I would like to work with their brand. When it comes down to like models or like a designer, I would like to work with Kanye as a designer. The reason why is because I think that somebody that's not afraid to push the boundaries is something that I love being in a room with. Yeah. I love people that can say the craziest thing, and I'm like, let's scale it down a little bit, but I like the concept. Right. When it comes down to models,
see, I don't know.
You know, I'm not really like a big like these are the models I follow, and like this is the reason why I would like to work with them. So I never really got into it. Like normally, like what I like to do is I like to work with people that don't have modeling experience.
See, that's what I do for my
photography. That's what I like, and I like because they really want to be models, but the industry told them no. Yeah. And I give them an opportunity. So speaking of working together, I'm planning my fourth, Union and Jungle Fashion Show season 4. Okay. We're gonna do it bigger and better this year. So you talk about working, man. Yeah. I'm gonna bring you along, man.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah,
put you in there,
do that.
and you can do your thing, man. But yeah, like it's the place to like do that, like take fashion, take it from this like small concept and really
let it
blow it up.
Okay. We got like 10 seconds. I think for me, the brand that I would like to work with, as me thinking about it, like a Steve Harvey brand, like
Yeah.
like a suit and. I've been trying
Nice one.
like a nicer, elegant, more like evening wear. I love wearing casual, but man, it's just something about
When you clean up.
man,
Yeah.
just something about it, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, just
I
something
love
about it.
putting on a
definitely
good
say
suit,
'cause-
man.
And I've never had that experience with younger, like, go to Easter, grandma get you fly, mama get
Right.
you fly. But no, I mean, like, just dressing up, definitely you being a bigger guy, man, it just makes you, man, I think that pushes your confidence to the top.
Yeah,
Top
if
of
you
the
look good, because I think we're so used to seeing bigger guys and their suits just don't fit them.
that don't fit them,
They
be
baggy.
and then people,
Yeah.
baggy man be long
Extra
on the
lip
back.
at the end.
Right, I'm like, man,
So speaking of, like, Shaq just came out of
Yeah,
with a line,
Shaq,
and
yeah.
he was talking about like how his line has been like pushing for a bigger and tall, but like patterns and fashions that or style, excuse me, that actually look good on big
On
guys.
big guys, yeah.
because we can't like a lot of times like we can't find stuff that the little guys,
The little
wear.
guys can wear, yeah.
But he's been like, and it's tailored, looks
Yes.
good, like
Actually,
premium
speaking
cuts.
of that, I actually applied to be one of his models.
Did
man.
you?
I swear. I saw that. Let me go ahead and put that in there.
hey man, you never know.
You never know, man. It's never too late to try to take a chance either. So you gotta risk it all sometimes just to go out there.
Man, that's it. This is the waiting room. I'm Curtis Media. I'm glad y'all checked in today.
Peace.